Thanks, Nick. Morning, Gary.
Morning, David. How are you doing?
I'm good. Gary, one game at a time's worked really well for the team this
Yes.
season. Does that change when you've got a side twice?
Yeah, I would suppose that it's the same train of thought. After an Old Firm weekend and a big positive result, we bounce into this week, obviously off the back of a great result and a good performance, I felt as well. But again, when you look at the week, you think it's just another big week, and it's the way we like it. I think over the two games, we'll probably freshen up in the league game on Wednesday, but over the two games, we'll be strong because we want to continue our form in the league, and we want to progress in the cup. So we'll be strong over the two games. We know St Johnstone, they know us. We've played each other three times already. So the message from us is we'll be strong, and we want to continue our run.
Right.
Hi Gary, hope you're well, bud. Just in terms of the off-field matters this week, in terms of this European Super League, obviously your former club Liverpool are involved in it. Can I just get your initial thoughts on it, and what do you think this may lead to in terms of the wider football game, but also in respects to the Old Firm?
Well, the thing for me is, I would say instantly that I'm against it. My support would be with the 14 other clubs in the Premier League, and I would also go with UEFA's stance as well. But then putting my ex-player hat on, it is pretty amazing that players haven't been consulted. And I've seen this morning then that UEFA are sort of indicating that if these teams do break away, that the players from those clubs won't be allowed to play international football. And that's the big one for me. I think players are going to have a big say in this proposed move.
Andy Newport, please.
Hi Gary, can I just ask team news, and also just following up for Ronnie and that, I mean, is there a danger here that likes of Rangers or Celtic are going to get sort of left behind if these proposals are allowed to go through, and that would obviously be a big worry for the supporters of both clubs?
Well, the thing is, trying to generate money is a big part of being in professional football. We're striving hard to get good, to do well in Europe. I think we've done that, and that has enhanced the coffers here. What I would say as well, during that period of some decent runs in Europe, our coefficients went up, and that has helped other teams in Scotland as well. So we're proud of being champions of Scotland, and we want to go in to do well in European competition, and that's what we've got to try and do that. And then in that, the fact is that we do help other teams in our league. So that's very much where we are at this moment on that.
Just take team news as well, sorry, Gary.
No, we're strong. We're obviously waiting to see what happens today with the statement on the suspensions of the boys. But everybody else is good. We've got a strong squad, and we will freshen up though, I'd imagine.
Alison Conway, please.
Gary, depending obviously what happens today as well, with having St Johnstone twice in quick succession, when you look at James and Nathan, is it a good chance to use them both?
Sorry?
Is it a good chance to use James and Nathan this week?
Obviously, that'll be determined by the decision, but the facts are that we're going in against a team that's highly organised. They've had a wonderful season. They'll be full of confidence. So we're expecting a real tight game. But we will go there and look to attack and look to win the game. We've got to try and keep this run going.
James Patterson, please.
Morning, Gary. Just going back to the Super League. I mean, you're a hero of Liverpool, and the fans are taking their banners off the Kop.
Yeah.
And this transcends football this year. Does it make you feel disappointed in your former club that they have signed up to this?
A little bit, yeah. What I would say is, when you look at the makeup of that football club, and I'm very much a traditionalist when it comes to football. I like the history. I like the way teams have built. Shankly took it from the Anfield was a mess, and the way that club has grown. But for me, there should always be a connect from the top to the manager to the players, but most importantly to the fans. And at this moment in time, there's a barrier there, and there's a disconnect. So, being a traditionalist, but I do like change if it's progressive and it works. But this is just a move too far for me. I don't see football. It's an elite sport with elite people in it, but it's a game of the fans. It's the fans' game, and you look at the backlash today. There's no many supporters of it at all, and I understand that.
Gabriel from PLZ, please.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Obviously, the club will be competing in the Champions League playoff next season. Hopefully, you'll be looking to get into the group stage. What would be your thoughts on playing in a Champions League that possibly wouldn't have the Big 12 clubs that have gone for this breakaway league?
I would imagine that what I would say is, for sure, there'll still be some fantastic clubs in it. Just drifting away from that, as much as this has been touted around for a long, long time, I think if it did happen, I think the fact that these teams, these glamour ties that would happen too often, and I think the pizzazz and the glamour would disappear quite quickly. I've just not been a fan of it. You know, it's been touted for quite a few years now, but it's got to the most serious point ever. Me personally, I've never felt it would work. I think there'd be too many of these repeating these games would take away the whole prestige of the game.
And John Catley, finally, please.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Can I ask you just how James is getting on in his recovery ahead of this week, and then just looking to the next season, given how well Nathan's done since he came in? You know, have you already started thinking about how you manage to keep them both happy next year at the club?
Well, what a wonderful position for the manager and everybody here at the club, you know, to have two outstanding players that play in the same position. Could that evolve, and could there be a little bit of change there? Time will tell. But the beauty is we've got an outstanding youngster, and we've got a player whose numbers probably are amongst the best in the world from that area of the pitch. So, as a club, we are uber delighted to have two outstanding players in that area of the pitch. You know, there's different formations that you never know that might be able to get the two of them on the pitch at the same time.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone.
The manager spoke last week about the team needing a big game to give them that edge back after a bit of a lull for a few weeks. Obviously, after the result of the weekend there, do you feel that you've got that edge back ahead of a couple of big games this week?
Yeah, as you say, there's probably no bigger game than the one last weekend just past there. I think the boys were fantastic in the game, and obviously the most important thing was the result, and we managed to get that.
Charles Patterson, please.
Scott, when you look at this week, the same opposition in two consecutive games, and they are obviously on a good streak. Is this actually quite a dangerous week for Rangers, given the unbeaten run and what you're hoping to achieve in the Scottish Cup?
Every game is obviously massive at a club like this, so we'll go into the game with the same mindset for everyone. We want to win every game, obviously. And as you say, St Johnstone are on a good run at the minute. And obviously, they've had the cup success earlier in the season, so no, I'm sure it'll be a good game.
Gabriel, please.
Scott, obviously since you've come into the team, you've had a few appearances off the bench and a few starts as well. Is this the kind of game that you can really excel in, put a marker down, and then perhaps start in the bigger games in the Scottish Cup going forwards?
Yeah, I've said before that obviously I want to try and make an impact on the team, whether that's coming on from the bench or whether it's starting. And obviously all I can try and do is give the manager something to think about, whether that's from the start or whether that's making an impact from the bench.
Alison, please.
Just picking up from that, does it give you guys a lot of confidence that you are going to get that chance? Because the manager's constantly saying about how it's a squad game and he wants to give you all a chance.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a good squad, and obviously at a club like this, there's so many games, whether that's through Europa League or obviously now the Scottish Cup as well. There's going to be so many games, so you're going to need to obviously utilise the squad, and I think whoever's came in has done a good job, and I think it's obviously on the players to make sure that they give the manager something to think about to be put in, and then once you put in, it's the sake of trying to grab your chance.
Andy Newport, please.
Hi Scott, I mean obviously that's the team through to the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup now. I mean you've potentially got a big day at Hampden next month to look forward to if you can sort of keep on going through the competition. Is that something that's really driving competition for places? Everybody will want a cup final slot if you can get there.
Yeah, it's always important to keep pushing ourselves. The mantra here is not to stand still. It's always to keep moving. And as I say, with such a big squad, there's always competition for places. So, if you kind of come off it a wee bit, there's going to be somebody waiting to try and take your spot. So if you get that shirt, it's a sacred try to keep it and make it your own.
Ronnie, please.
Just on that, Scott, I mean, obviously it's coming towards the end of your season here and when you joined, how have you found your impact at Rangers? Are you happy with where you are now at the club moving forward on to the next season? And how much do you think you've grown at the time you've joined Rangers?
Yeah, I think I've probably played a little bit more than I was expecting to. I thought I was just come in and get my face in the door and kind of get used to the tactics and the boys and the management. Obviously, it's such a big change, but I'm probably personally delighted with how far it's gone so quick. And as I say, it's to say keep moving forward, not standing still, and going to chase down the next target.
And David, please.
Scott, we're hearing a lot about this European Super League that's dominating the conversation. Obviously, when you signed for Rangers, one of your ambitions would have been to play in the Champions League. How, as a footballer, do you feel about this when you see these plans being drawn up?
It's obviously all quite up in the air, and you only hear bits and pieces through the news and on TV. So I'm still obviously trying to take it in and kind of get some of the facts, and I've obviously got friends messaging me about it as well. So it's certainly an interesting one to see, and I'm not sure obviously how good for football it will be or how bad for football it will be, but it's certainly an interesting one. So I'm interested to see kind of what else is going to come out about it and have a look into it there.